A name badge caught the afternoon light. It read, Miss Nanami. Yuma's hand tightened on the doorframe. Inside, his daughter's laughter rang out.
Miss Nanami, look, I drew my house and all my toys.
What a lovely drawing, Hana. You even drew the big tree in the yard.
That voice. I'd know it anywhere. But it's been 6 years. How?
His eyes found the name tag. Miss Nanami. It felt like a punch to the chest.
She's been his daughter's teacher all this time, and she never said a word.
Your father will be here soon. Let's put your drawing in the cubby so he can see.
Why is she here? Why didn't she tell me?
Yuma stood frozen in the doorway, the impossible truth pressing down on him. He couldn't step inside. A gentle hand landed on his shoulder. He flinched. Mrs. Hayashi, a veteran teacher, had come out to welcome him. She mistook his shock for shyness. Miss Nanami is a blessing, she said. Hana absolutely adores her. Yuma could barely nod. Inside the room, Nanami tied Hana's hair ribbon with such care. He forced his voice out. How long has she been teaching here? Mrs. Hayashi smiled. Since the start of the school year. She requested this class, you know, said she felt a special connection.
Since April. 5 months. She's been Hana's teacher for 5 months and never said a word.
Through the glass, Nanami's golden eyes lifted. For a split second, they met his. Then, she looked away.
She knew. She knew all along. I've had her all year.
The hallway suddenly felt too small. Betrayal had never been this quiet. He pushed the door open. Every step into that classroom felt like dragging a buried past into the light.
Daddy, you are early. Look, Miss Nanami helped me draw our family.
Good afternoon. You must be Hana's father. She speaks of you often.
She's really going to pretend I am a stranger.
The drawing in Hana's hand showed 2 stick figures. A small one, with pigtails, and a taller one in a peach apron. No third figure.
A family of 2. She left me out. Or maybe I left first.
Yuma's voice died in his throat. The questions became a knot he couldn't swallow.
Let's go home, Hana. Say goodbye to your teacher.
He led her out, past the cubbies and the paper stars. He didn't look back, but the weight of unspoken words cracked inside his chest. That night, Hana couldn't stop talking about Ms. Nanami. Every word was a thorn in Yuma's chest.
She smells like flowers, Daddy, and she always knows when I am sad.
Even now, she's filling a space I didn't know was empty. A space I've tried to fill alone.
He tucked the blanket around her, but his own chest felt cold.
Do you think Miss Nanami would like my new hair clip? She said yellow is my happy color.
I am sure she would, Hana. Go to sleep now.
After she drifted off, Yuma sat alone in the kitchen. The silence was louder than her chatter.
Mom would have known what to do, but Mom isn't here anymore.
He looked at the photo of his wife, then at the new drawing on the fridge. 2 figures. No father.
I can't let this go on. I'll talk to the kindergarten tomorrow. Transfer her class.
The next morning, Yuma called Sakura Kindergarten. His knuckles were white on the phone.
This is Yuma Hirano. I need my daughter, Hana, transferred to another class. Immediately.
The administrator agreed reluctantly. She asked if there was a problem. Yuma lied. That evening, Yuma sat Hana down on the living room rug. The words tasted like ash in his mouth.
Hana, starting next week, you are going to have a new teacher. A different class.
No, I don't want a new teacher. I only want Miss Nanami.
Her face crumpled, and she shrieked, throwing her small frame against his chest.
Please, Daddy, don't take me away from her. She's my favorite person.
Her world is falling apart, and I am the one who broke it. I am sorry. I am so sorry.
He rocked her until she cried herself to sleep. The transfer was still in motion. The next mornings blurred together. Hana refused to put on her backpack. She clung to Yuma's leg at the door, her drawings of Miss Nanami piling up like unsent letters.
This one is for Miss Nanami. Can you give it to her, Daddy?
Every drawing is a wound she doesn't understand. And I'm starting to wonder if I do either.
On the fourth day, Yuma found a folded note tucked into Hana's cubby. His name was on the front, in handwriting he hadn't seen in 6 years. He unfolded it. Yuma, please meet me after school. I owe you an explanation, Nanami.
She wants to explain. After months of silence, now she reaches out. What else has she kept from us?
Outside the classroom window, children laughed. Hana's seat was empty. She hadn't come today.
If I go, I might hear something that shatters the little peace I've built. If I don't, Hana will never forgive me.
He stared at the latest drawing on the fridge. 2 figures. A crayon sun. Hana's silent hope.
Fine, I'll go. But if this hurts Hana more, I'll shut it down forever.
The kindergarten was silent after the last child went home. Yuma found Nanami in the empty classroom, her back to him.
You know me. Why are you pretending?
Yes, I know you. Yuma, I am sorry. I never meant for you to find out this way.
Why are you here? Why Hana's class?
When I saw her name on the roster, I couldn't stay away. I requested the class.
You had no right. You inserted yourself into my daughter's life without a word. What's your agenda?
I never planned to tell you. I just wanted to love her from a distance. That was enough.
She says she wanted to love Hana. But what does that mean? What else is she hiding? If you've done anything to hurt my daughter, if you are here with some twisted agenda, I swear I'll report you to the board. I'll make sure you never set foot in a classroom again.
Nanami's shoulders shook, but she didn't offer a defense. Only, I deserve that. Yuma left to deserve that. Yuma left, his heart a battlefield. He stormed into the dark apartment, fists shaking. The number for the education board was already on his screen.
I'll report her. She has no right. Not after this.
Daddy, is that you? I had a dream about Miss Nanami. She was crying.
Her voice cuts through the rage. I can't do this tonight. Not while she still loves Nanami.
He put the phone down. Nanami's face in the classroom resurfaced. Not defiance, but a dam about to break. He found himself in the storage closet, digging through old college boxes. Something she'd said once echoed. Under a pile of faded notebooks, his fingers touched a yellowed envelope. His name in her handwriting. Unopened. Dated 6 years ago.
A letter. She wrote to me before she vanished. Why didn't I ever open this?
Across town, Nanami sat in her dim apartment, clutching a photo of 2 young lovers under cherry blossoms. I am sorry, she whispered to no one. Back in his apartment, Yuma stared at the unopened letter. The paper felt heavier than those 6 years. With trembling fingers, he broke the seal. The paper inside was brittle, the ink slightly faded. Dear Yuma, if you are reading this, I am already gone, and I am sorry. The doctors told me something that changed everything. I have primary ovarian insufficiency. I can never bear children. I remembered how you talked about wanting a family. Your eyes would light up at the thought of having a daughter. I loved you too much to take that dream away, so I left. Not because I stopped loving you, but because I loved you more than myself.
She didn't abandon me. She set me free so I could have Hana. All these years, I thought she didn't care. And she was carrying this alone.
In the quiet of the night, Hana had left a new drawing on the coffee table. 3 stick figures holding hands. A tall man, a woman with pigtails and an apron, and a little girl with a pink bow. A crayon heart above them. Yuma found it at dawn. The message was clear. Hana had already chosen her family, and Yuma knew he couldn't be the one to break it.
Hana sees what I refused to see. Nanami's love wasn't a threat. It was a gift. I've been so afraid of getting hurt again. I almost hurt my own daughter.
He barely slept. The letter and the drawing haunted him through the long hours.
Trusting her again feels like jumping off a cliff. But staying on this side means Hana keeps falling. Hello. This is Yuma Hirano. I need to cancel the class transfer request for my daughter, Hana.
The administrator's confused reply didn't matter. Yuma had made his choice.
Now I have to face her. One more conversation. This time, with the truth out. She's been waiting 6 years for me to understand. I owe her this much.
He looked in on Hana, still asleep, clutching her stuffed bunny. He whispered a promise. He left for the kindergarten before she woke, the letter in his pocket and a fragile hope in his chest. The kindergarten was stirring to life when Yuma arrived. He found the head teacher and asked to speak with Nanami privately. As he waited, a soft voice drifted from the classroom. Hana had arrived early with her father, and she was talking to Nanami.
Miss Nanami, Daddy said I might have a new teacher. I don't want to leave you.
It's okay, my sweet girl. No matter where you are, I'll always care about you. You are so very special.
Her voice cracked on the last word. Yuma couldn't stand it any longer. He stepped into the doorway.
Nanami, can we talk? Outside.
They walked in silence to the kindergarten yard. The morning sun gilded the old cherry tree as they sat on the familiar bench.
I read it. The letter you sent 6 years ago.
You kept it all this time? I thought you'd never know.
And then the dam broke. 6 years of silence, grief, and guilt spilled out between them on that quiet bench.
The day I left, I thought I was saving you. The diagnosis. It was a death sentence for our dreams. Primary ovarian insufficiency. They said I'd never carry a child. I couldn't take that from you.
She remembered the night she stood on the platform, the train pulling away. Her heart shattered as she let him go.
Through friends, I heard you got married. You had a daughter. And then, you lost your wife. When I saw Hana's name on the roster, I knew. I requested her class. I just wanted to be near the child you got to have. I know I have no right. It was selfish. But loving her, it felt like loving you again.
Yuma listened, each word chipping away at the wall he'd built. The anger dissolved into a deep, aching sorrow.
All this time I thought you just didn't care, but you were carrying this alone.
I am sorry. I am so sorry.
The anger was gone. In its place, a heavy silence. Two people on a bench, mourning the years they'd lost, while Hana colored furiously at the coffee table. Yuma stood by the window, his wife's photo in his hands.
I can almost hear her voice. Don't let your fear keep Hana from being loved.
Daddy, look. It's our house, and there's Miss Nanami. She's waving from the window. Can she come for a play date?
Yuma's throat tightened. He looked from the drawing, 3 figures in a crooked house, to his wife's gentle smile in the photo.
She's not asking for a new mother. She's just asking for someone who loves her. Yes, sweetheart. We'll invite Miss Nanami over. Someday soon.
Really? I'll draw her the best invitation ever.
He placed the drawing on the fridge, right next to his wife's photo. A new chapter, not an erasure.
I am not ready for more. But for Hana, and for her, I can take this step.
The next morning, Yuma walked Hana to the kindergarten gate. This time, he didn't linger near the car. He took her hand and led her all the way inside. Nanami stood near the cubbies, her golden eyes already searching the doorway. When she saw them, her breath caught in her throat.
She missed you.
Hana.
Miss Nanami, you are here. I knew you'd be here. Look, I drew you and me and Daddy.
It's perfect, Hana. Thank you. I'll cherish it.
Yuma gave a small, real nod. For the first time, it wasn't anger or suspicion in his eyes. Just quiet permission.
This is right. She belongs here with Hana.
He didn't rush away. He leaned against the doorframe and just watched. The teacher, the little girl, and the drawing of 3 figures that said everything. The weeks that followed softened the sharp edges of their mornings. Yuma stopped dreading the kindergarten gate. Nanami always made sure Hana's hair was tied perfectly, the little pink bow just right, and a small carton of strawberry milk would always be waiting on her desk. Hana's laughter, once a rare sound, now filled the apartment every evening.
It was worth any discomfort I felt. Her happiness was all that mattered.
Then one afternoon, Hana burst through the classroom door with a paper clutched in both hands.
Daddy, look, I drew us. Me, you, and Miss Nanami. It's a family.
Yuma read the scrawled words, and his throat closed. He looked up to find Nanami watching from across the room, her eyes glistening.
I can't give her an answer yet, but Hana already has.
That night, the drawing found its place on the fridge, right beside his wife's photo. He stared at it for a long time.
Nanami, would you like to come over for dinner? Hana won't stop asking.
I'd love that. Thank you.
That evening, the Jenkin held 3 pairs of shoes for the first time. Nanami arrived with a box of strawberry cake, her hands trembling.
Miss Nanami, sit next to me. Daddy, you sit here too.
Yuma set a cup of tea by Nanami's plate without meeting her eyes. The silence was thick, but Hana's chatter filled the gaps.
I am still hurting, Nanami. But I am grateful you are here. Hana needs this.
I never expected this. Being here with both of you. It means more than you know.
They talked in starts and stops about Hana's drawings, the old cherry tree, the quiet fear of moving forward. Hana's head drooped onto Nanami's lap. Her crayon rolled across the cushion. Yuma covered them with a blanket and stood by the window, watching the city lights. For the first time, the apartment felt whole. A season passed, the mornings grew warm, and 3 pairs of shoes became a common sight at the Jenkin.
Miss Nanami, come to the summer festival with us. I have a new yukata.
Of course, Hana. I'd love to.
The shrine path glowed with lantern light. Hana, in a tiny goldfish print yukata, held Yuma's hand and reached for Nanami's.
Look, the fireworks are starting.
Yuma glanced at Nanami's profile, her golden eyes reflecting the blossoms of light.
The letter, the empty years, they're still there. But tonight, they feel lighter. Maybe some wounds aren't meant to heal alone.
They stood side by side as the last firework painted the sky gold. Hana clapped between them, and in the afterglow, the 3 shadows merged into one on the path home. Hana was already tucked in, her small hand curled around a crayon. The apartment felt quiet under a velvet summer sky.
Thank you for letting us be this. Whatever this is.
I am thankful too. I know. She would have been happy. Knowing Hana is so loved.
They didn't need many words. The silence between them was no longer heavy. It was a shared breath. Inside, the crayon drawing of 3 figures now hung in a simple frame, right beside his wife's photo.
Little by little, the empty spaces are filling, not replacing, just growing.
I never imagined this piece. It's more than I ever deserved.
They exchanged a look. No promises, no demands. Just 2 people who had found their way back, one small step at a time. The tea cooled in their cups, but neither moved. The night held them gently, and somewhere in the apartment, the drawing of 3 figures seemed to smile. Its crayon heart, the brightest thing in the dark. The next morning came soft and golden. In the Jenkan, 3 pairs of shoes waited by the door. Hana ran ahead, her pink backpack bouncing. Behind her, Yuma and Nanami walked side by side. The cherry blossoms had long since fallen, but new green leaves shaded the path. At the gate, Hana grabbed both their hands and pulled them through. Other parents smiled. The whispers had become kind nods. Inside, Miss Nanami knelt to tie Hana's shoe, and Yuma didn't rush away. He stood beside them. The mornings had found their rhythm. A quiet trio, no longer a secret. And as the day's lessons began, Yuma left with a small wave. Not goodbye, but see you later. For the first time in years, the future didn't feel like a question. It felt like an answer. And somewhere in that little kindergarten, a framed drawing of 3 stick figures watched over them. Its crayon heart a silent promise. In the quiet of an ordinary afternoon, a small crayon drawing hung beside a new photograph. 3 stick figures, a crayon heart. the words "My Family" in childish scrawl. Beside it, a photograph from the summer festival. 3 faces illuminated by lantern light, one image made of crayon and hope, the other captured in light and time. 6 years of silence, of sacrifice, of sorrow, all leading to this quiet wall. A teacher who wanted only to love a child from a distance. A father who had forgotten how to trust, and a little girl whose only plan was to draw everyone she loved into one picture. Some wounds take years to close. Sometimes, the person holding the door is only 4 years old. And on that wall, the drawing's heart was still the brightest thing in the room. That night, the apartment settled into its softest quiet. Yuma walked down the hall toward Hana's room. He paused at the doorway. Inside, the nightlight cast a warm glow over Hana's bed. Nanami was there, sitting on the edge of the bed. She hadn't left. Her hand, gentle as a whisper, brushed a stray hair from Hana's forehead. Hana sighed in her sleep, clutching her stuffed bunny tighter. She was cradled in complete safety. In the doorway, Yuma leaned against the frame. The sight unknotted something deep in his chest. For 6 years, he'd guarded this room alone. Now, it held 2 guardians. Nanami looked up. Their eyes met. No words passed, but a quiet understanding flowed between them. Then she turned back, tucking the blanket a final time, sealing the promise of the night.
We're going to be okay. All 3 of us.
Slowly, the image of Hana sleeping with Nanami beside her began to fade into a soft, warm darkness. The crayon heart on the wall seemed to pulse once more. A tiny beacon in the dark. 6 years of silence had been broken by a single name badge and a child's drawing. Yuma, once frozen in a doorway, now walked through that door into a new morning. Nanami, who thought she had no right to happiness, found it in the smallest hands. And Hana, with her crayons and her laughter, had drawn them all into a family. Today, at Sakura Kindergarten, Miss Nanami will tie another pink bow. Yuma will wave at the gate, not with dread, but with a quiet, certain smile. Manga Dub, my ex-girlfriend, became my daughter's kindergarten teacher and never said a word. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next story.